What's going on, my good people? This your boy, Life Up the Entertainer, here to bring you some action between Grambling State University and Alcorn State University. This is going to be an interesting band battle between both of these bands. They've been having a unique season for both. I'm excited to see what they're going to be bringing into this battle, okay? There was no zero quarter footage. They only have halftime footage and fifth quarter footage, okay? So we only be grading those two. Now, just to let y'all know, I'm not just grading who won halftime and who won this. I will give accolades what accolades is due, but I'm grading the overall score of both bands and determine who's a winner. Sometimes we have bands who win, sometimes it's a tie. So I gotta give honest, fair take on this battle, okay? So no favoritism involved. It's all nothing but love here, okay? So if you're new to the channel, please consider liking and subscribing. It means so much to me. Alright? So, with that being said, look to the cards next to me so you know we'll be grading for halftime. We're grading entrance, songs, formations, dancers, and breakdown. Maximum points they can make all together is 25. With the extra incentive of creative, they can round it up to a possible 30. But that depends on the band, okay? So if they do something unique or death-defying on the field, that's what will carry them, okay? I'm looking for symmetry. I'm looking for 8 to 5 to be there. I'm looking for step ops to look clean. I'm also looking for they didn't get their legs up. Okay, so I'm looking for all that. That can be the telltale for a battle because sometimes it can be oversimplified by halftime. Just to be honest with you, especially if it's a close fifth. Okay, so my expectations as well. For the songs, if the band is stationary, I'm expecting the sound to sound clean. Also, for dancers, I'm expecting their stunts and their performance to go well. It doesn't look like they're guessing. I will point them out if that is. I'm expecting at least 3 breakdown features from the band, both of the bands, okay? So, with that being said, let's get into the action. So, we at Grambling State, we at Alcorn State University, so Grambling's going to go first. I will say this. Halftime is Grambling's specialty. This is one of the top bands that's considered S tier in my book right now, as far as field shows. So you kind of get what I'm getting at. So Alcorn is going to have to put it on them if they want to really carry this battle. It could be over in halftime. Just to let y'all know that now. All right. So with that being said, let's get into it.
The following performance is rated G. I introduce to you the 2 best drum majors to ever touch a football field. From the Lappy Tappy, Lafayette, Louisiana, Evan Mitchell, and that bad boy from Shreveport, Louisiana, Dale Marshall Jr., 2 of the best to ever do it. Mississippi, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Since 1926, this prestigious, electrifying, multi-talented band has performed in nearly every major stadium across the world. Africa, Tokyo, Spain, from the U.S. coast to coast to the NBA All-Star Game. BET to stadium seats, the whole to the Super Bowl. They know our name. We are the world. And now the world reign will show our skills to precision drill to your baby tonight.
I see some people not picking their legs up as much. I see some out there kind of skating at the moment. Doing 45s, not 90s.
The world-famous marching band performed at Coachella with Beyonce and was also featured in the motion picture Spotlight.
Very clean.
Everybody
They
do a
did
little
that.
live dance. We're
They
gonna
got
do
a lot of their
something
creative points
special.
from the old pieces.
One time. Under the direction of Mr. Aaron C. Zora Boudin Burks is the world famous drummer. Well, we know we in Mississippi, so we gotta play this King George one time. Can you ever sing it with us? Here we go, let us say, number 3. I can't stay too long.
I want to add some guitar.
Now y'all know what? Baby, you can leave, but this train will keep on rolling. This train gonna keep on rolling. Now TSU, can we turn it up for Alcorn? Okay. Hey, Grambling! Break me down! Let's go nuts! Wait a minute! I think we can turn it up just a little bit more! Yeah! It's just something on that sound! All right! Give it away! Jump! Hold up! Wait a minute! Take me down! Now we said we came to turn it up for Alcorn. But y'all know who on the field right now? Let me get him! Here we go one time! Grambling fans! On to the world fame band is on direction of the Corona, the social institution.
Alright, let's get that a grade. Okay. So, it was a very good field show. I will just say that they was going through the motions in this field show. I can tell they did not have the grit as they could have been. But let me give it a grade. Entrance is a 5. Songs is a 5. Formations a 4. Dancers, I'm going to give dancers a 5. Breakdown a 4. Creativity a 5. That got them a 28. Okay, let me explain my grades and why. Okay, for formations, they was pretty much hitting their drill really well, but you had people skating in the drill. They was not picking their legs up as much as they could have. They was doing 45s not really getting it together as far as getting on their knees up. They were going through the motions, but it was still a clean drill, so still good. Breakdown. Breakdown was good for the majority. I mean, they was dancing the whole entire time. I would say the only thing that they had an issue in this field show for me was the lack of energy. It looked clean, but it was a lack of energy. It could have been better as far as energy is concerned. But they got them a strong 28. That's hard for a band to come across. So I'm hoping that Alcorn can bring that heat. They've been catching the blues from me in halftime. Okay, they have. Alrighty, man. So Alcorn got some serious competition. Alcorn's really got to bring that energy. They're going to have to bring a lot. So hopefully they can bring what they need to get over on Grambling. They need to come with that energy. Okay? So let's get to it.
Nation, the Alcorn State University Sons of dyn-o-mite is marching to Macy. The Bills are running the field direction of a terror. So from Jackson, Mississippi. Action so late. Country Tom Murphy from Vicksburg, Mississippi. The new guy, Tremaine, the Wanderer, born from Parkinson, Mississippi. Caleb Stepper Turner from Greenville, Mississippi. I'm our head drum major from Killeen, Texas. Missouri, L.T. Drummond, the field is yours.
It look clean. Five issues, also step offs. Hit this shit. Get somebody step off the shoes here.
Thank you, is in order.
had a good drill. They had a good drill.
Sounds of Marilyn Monroe by Pharrell Williams.
Alrighty, let's get that a grade. I think this is one of the strongest field shows I have seen from them this season. Alright, one of their strongest. Okay, so creativity, I'm gonna give them a 5. Entrance, I'm gonna give them a 5. Songs, a 5. Formations, a 4. Dancers, a 5. Breakdown, a 3. Okay, very strong. Very strong. One thing I would say, and they got them a 27. They actually got them a passing grade. Okay. What I would say, and what can give some fair, honest critique when it comes down to it, formations was good, but you had a couple people, not so much of them high stepping. It was more so of them. What's the word I'm looking for? Damn, I had it. We're gonna edit that out. But now, one thing I liked about the formations is that they had the intensity. Everything was there. They were just missing the step-offs. Okay, step-offs is what killed them in the field show as far as the lines, but it wasn't too noticeable. They actually improved on the 8 to 5 as far as marching consistently, but they have to work on the step-offs together. Okay, it was one person who forgot to start marching in the beginning of the song. When they first started their drill, he was just standing there, but you know, I'll put an arrow on him too as well. But that was pretty cool. But breakdown, they had 2 features, which is good. I would want one more feature from them, but I would say it could have been a 4 if they looked a little bit cleaner. especially when they did the dance solo on the left hand side of the field from our peripheral. They did like a dip, and one of the bandsmen didn't do the dip with the other band, so it kind of just looked like they were just out there. Then when they did the pony thing, the gyrating can be a little bit cleaner as far as a band is consistency. They had to work on that. But I mean, it was very entertaining show, very strong show. They got a passing grade for me, But we want to bring it down the line, Current standings. Right now, as we speak in this battle, Grambling is up by 1 point. Count it, 1 point. Okay? Grambling is up by 1 point in the halftime. Okay? So, what I would like to say before we get into this battle, if you're new to the channel, please consider liking and subscribing. It means so much to me, but also I would like to extend an invitation to become a member of my channel. It's a membership program. It's only $2 a month. You get certain perks. You get certain emojis. You get a lot of extra perks. So you can request more band videos in a certain genre. I will grade all band battles from the 90s on up. So if you want to see past battles, you can. I also exclusively grade drumline battles. So if you want my intake on a certain drumline battle, you can definitely be part of the membership program and see what I have to say about it. All right. So I'm just extending that invitation. But if you want to know more and go more in detail about it, click on this link above. Okay? You click on that link above, I promise you it'll be well worth the time. Alright? So we're moving on to fifth quarter. Okay? One thing I would say is that, me personally, I know that fifth quarter a lot of people can get in their feelings. Okay, and my thing is, when it comes down to fifth, you gotta know how to wear your heart on your sleeve. Okay, so if I catch it, I catch it, and if I don't, I don't. But don't bash your boy in the comments. Some people go straight for a boy's throat because they don't like the outcome of the battle. But it is what it is. There's nothing but love here from for both bands. Got the utmost respect for both of them. Okay. One thing I would say as well is that I have high expectations for both of these bands, but I'm expecting them to sound good because this is close to the end of the season. So if I dock you, I dock you. All right, and there's no ifs or buts about it. Okay, I'm not going to give you an excuse because it's early in the season either. Okay, so I wanted to throw that out there. All right, now. Look to the cards next to me so we'll be grading for fifth quarter. We're grading sound selection, power, articulation, arrangement, overall cleanness. Maximum points they can make all together is 50. Okay? One thing I would say is that I'm expecting them to sound very tight and clean, both bands. So I'm hoping that they bring that energy. They got to bring that energy if they want to either win or lose. Okay? And Alcorn got to do a whole lot in this battle to actually beat Grambling. Even though it's a 1 point difference right now, it could be a difference maker in fifth quarter. Okay, so it could change dramatically. So let's see how that plans out for Grambling or Alcorn. All right, let's get to it. Grambling's first. grade. That didn't plan out for Grandma well, did it? That didn't plan out well for him either. But I will say this, and I said this, I think, in the last video when they played against Southern. Stuff happens. Stuff happens. You know, sometimes you just have to just pay attention, you know. And everybody has one of those moments when, you know, it can get bad. It can get bad. Even Alcorn had a moment. Southern had a moment, you know, and I'm going to come across these a lot, you know, so I'm just letting y'all know, just don't think that Gramble's the only band that has that happen. Southern had it in the last battle. The battle before that, I had them go against Alabama A&M, and Alcorn had one of those moments too. So you kind of get what I'm getting at. All these bands have one of those moments when you be like, ugh, what's going on there? What's going on there? Alright, so song selections 10, powers 10, articulation, I'm going to give them a 9. Arrangement is 10, cleanness, I'm going to give cleanness an 8. Okay? One thing I would say, I got them a 47, by the way. Coming in too early, you know, not coming in strong, not paying attention to the directors, confidence. Also, besides that, you know, there was some attacking issues as well. They were not tacking together, so it was just slightly off. It could be a way crispier for the first selection. It could be way crispier. All right? And, you know, hey, stuff happens, like I said. But, hey, it is what it is. But with that one little mess up right there, that played big. So that switched it up to, a 2-point difference. Alcorn's up now in 5th. Alrighty, moving on. Alcorn has to mess up in order for them to maintain that lead. Alrighty, let's get at a grade. I'm going to give it almost a perfect. Almost a perfect. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay? They was doing good the majority. I just felt like there were some minor attacking issues that can be just a tad bit cleaner with the lower brass. Okay? They got a 49. Just feel like it could just be just a tad bit better than what it was presented, if that makes sense. Just a tad bit better. Just need to be tighter. A little crispier. Alright, moving on.
Don't just take classes, take charge.
Let's get that a grade. Alrighty. Gotta get that tone. Okay, Grambling. Redemption. Redemption. That's all I gotta say. Redemption. They did pretty good on that one. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Alrighty. Moving on. Yes. Give that shit a Ric Flair moment. Woo! Oh man, that shit was nice. And I gotta give my pen. That's something on my hidden list. They played that shit so well. They played it so well, bruh. Oh my gosh. Woo. That's my shit. They played that shit so well, bruh. They played it so well. It sounded so good. It sounded so good. Alcorn did that shit. They did that shit. That's what's up. That's what's up, Alcorn. That's crucial. Alright, moving on. Woo. Alrighty. Okay, Grambling. They all went Super Saiyan in this thing, man. That was nice. That was nice. Now, one thing I would say and what I would add to this, and this can bring something for you to connect with as well, is that it was strong. Definitely strong. But they almost didn't get it. There were just some parts when some people were still sneaking in just a tad bit, you know, and so, but it wasn't too noticeable, but, you know, people who really pay attention can pay attention. But they got a perfect on that. But I will say this, if they would have kept having those moments, I would have took off. You know, and it wasn't throughout majority. It was just kind of hints here in the beginning and slightly in the middle, but and you know, it was good. So it's really strong. Moving on. putting it on them boys, right? Oh man, they on one Super Saiyan as well. This is an interesting battle though, I'm not gonna lie to you. Minus that hiccup at the beginning, it's pretty tight for the majority. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, they did pretty good on that one, fam. They did good on that one. Alrighty, moving on. Alright, Graham, you gotta give me something fast, up tempo. Give me something funky. Okay, Grandma. Yo. That was nice. That was real nice. Give that shit a Ric Flair moment. Woo! Oh, man, that was nice. Crucial ass arrangement, by the way. Nice arrangement. Nice arrangement. And they went Super Saiyan Blue God in this thing. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That was nice. That was nice. That was crucial. I like that. I like that a lot. Moving on.
Remember that trip?
let's get that a grade. All right. So that ending can be a little bit better. I did like the woodwinds, but that ending can be just a little bit better. I like, and it was just smacking the whole entire time, but ending can make or break a band on that. Me personally, all right. So sound selection. Oh, let me get a close up on them. By the way, all right. Sound selection's 10, powers 10, articulation's 10, arrangement's 10, cleanness. I'm gonna give them a 9. Yeah, almost a perfect. High brass, high brass. It could have been a little bit tighter on that ending. Okay, it can be way tighter on the ending. You know, so I feel like that can be just a little bit sprucing up on, and I think that'd be straight. All right, moving on. Ooh, Grambling. They all went ultra instinct in this thing, fam. Whew. Okay, Grambling. Okay, Grambling. Alright now. You better watch out. Ultra instinct. Oh shit. Alright. Alcorn's next. smacking them bitches. Oh man, that was crucial. That was crucial. Yeah, that was nice. Most definitely was nice. It was good. It was real good. That's one of them hype moments right there, fam. Alrighty. Look like we got one more round. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. One more round. No, 2 more rounds. My bad. 2 more rounds and we're done. Alrighty, moving on.
The Big New York.
Alrighty. Not bad. Not bad at all, but I just feel like it could be just a tad bit cleaner. When we was like in the beginning, midway, I felt like there was some small attacking issues here and there. It's not so much of the cleanness, it's more so of attacking issues that's been bothering me this battle with them. But song selections 10, powers 10, articulation, give them a 9. Arrangements 10, cleanness, I'm gonna give them a 10. Like, it wasn't no true muddy parts, but I just feel like there were just some parts that can just be way better when it comes down to attacking. But it's there, but not there, if that makes sense. So they've been playing that song a lot this season, and I heard it sound way better than that. Some people skating, if I say that. But they got them a 49 on that one. Almost a perfect. Moving on. that shit a Ric Flair moment. Woo! Oh man, that was crucial. And they went Super Saiyan as well. That's crucial. Oh man, they're not playing with y'all at all, bro. They was like, "Come on with it. We got something for you." Wow, that was crucial. All right, moving on.
Start the year strong.
Last round. Make it count, Graham. That was nice. That's a good way for Grambling to end their battle with Alcorn. That's a good way, Graham. I ain't mad at that at all. I'm not mad at that at all. Real good. Very clean sound. Very, very, very clean. Very clean. Balanced. Very balanced. Moving on. All right, close us out, Alcorn. I'm not mad at it. And they went Super Saiyan Blue God in this thing, man. Not bad at all. I will say this, they almost didn't get it. There were some parts that need to be a little bit more fine-tuned than that, but I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. Not bad at all from Alcorn. Alcorn really held their own in this battle. They definitely did. They most definitely did. Alrighty. So, who won this battle? Okay. Let me do some quick calculations up here, and then we're going to find out who won, okay? Alrighty. Alrighty. So, who won this battle? Well, just to let y'all know, it was a tight battle between both of these bands. Let me give y'all the highlight and the rundown of this battle. Alright? So, in halftime, Grambling was up by 1 point. Count them 1 point. Okay? When we get to fifth quarter, however, you know, Alcorn had a stronger fifth quarter than Grambling. But they was able to be over on Grambling by 1 point in Grambling. Okay, over Grambling, right? So, you know, it was definitely a tight battle, a very strong battle, okay? But when we look at it and we put the grades together, Alcorn beat Grambling by 1 point. Count them 1 point. All right? So, I got to give this dub to Alcorn State University. They beat Grambling. Very, very tight battle for both of these bands, but I got to give the edge to Alcorn. Okay? Alcorn was just stronger. All right? So, let me give accolades with accolades.
Victory.
Grambling did have the stronger halftime than Alcorn. I would say this as well. Grambling did have the stronger halftime, but it could have been stronger if they was not skating out there. I want to put that out there as well. If they wasn't skating out there, like actually getting their legs up, bringing that intensity through the field show, and even in the breakdown, they probably would have been better off. And that Grambling probably would have won this battle. Okay? Hands down. Another thing, Alcorn definitely held their own in halftime. You know, I will say this as well, is that was the strongest halftime I've seen from them this season. Okay? One of their strongest. Okay? So I got to give, you know, credit where credit is due. Alcorn definitely impressed me in this battle a lot, especially in fifth quarter. In fifth quarter, they didn't really miss at all. They didn't really miss at all. And so, you know, Sensitivity, that was my favorite song from them. They played, Alcorn played. They did that shit. They did that shit. So I got to give Alcorn that, and they won that fair and square. Okay? Now, if I want to give just a minor thing for Grambling, it would have been a closer battle, probably even a tie, or maybe Grambling probably would have capitalized in fifth quarter if they didn't fumble the bag in that first song, man. If they didn't fumble that bag in that first song, I don't know, man. I don't know, you know. But I would like to say this, too, is that, you know, we all have those moments. Every band has those moments. And I'm thinking about doing a spoof video. You know, I never thought about doing it, but I think I want to do that to educate the masses. Because, you know, it be people that thinking that their shit don't smell. I'm just want to be honest with you. And I can give I can give where a lot of these bands sounded bad. You know, a lot of bands. Okay? So, you know, even when it comes down to field show stuff, you know, there's a lot of bloopers on field show. Woo, boy. Okay, so I'm going to leave it like that, though, but I got to give this round to Alcorn, man. Alcorn won this battle fair and square. Before I go, I want to give a special shout out to my channel members. Thank y'all so much for being part of this family. I'm going to try to get a video out soon for y'all. You know, thank you so much. I know that you're going to enjoy the content. So, really appreciate y'all. And also, I didn't mention this earlier, but if you would like to donate to the channel, you can. Just hit that thank you tab below. That's all you got to do. Alright, so with that being said, I did enough rambling. I'm going to get up out of here, man. And like I tell you always, deuces.